Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Transport Fever 2 on our mega urban map, where in the last episode we did railway line expansions down this direction, this corner of the map, such as Cashtopia, Money on Sea and Money in Sea. And those train lines are all doing fairly well. I've once again kind of been adjusting them. We also, I think, fairly recently got a new bus route in Money Town, which still probably isn't quite enough. There was a lot of traffic on this bridge, but I built a few more roads around the place. The other thing I did in a few places where there were a lot of buses, like stopping at stops, I actually just turned the road into a bus lane. Now, it doesn't actually do a huge amount of traffic, because there are plenty of roads. I also did it up in Cashbury for where the tram lines share the tracks. It just keeps them moving a bit more, because if there are lots of trams stopping, you probably don't want to drive along there anyway. But in this episode, I want to expand the train lines. I want to get more bus routes in as well. So the main aim for this episode here, this is going to be this area here, Cash Peninsulas and Cash Isle. And this is going to be one of the most challenging areas to build train lines into, because there ain't the space for them most of the time, which is why what we're going to do is we're not really going to build much train lines. We are going to get a station around here, probably not this station design, but we're going to get a big station in somewhere around here. And this design here is kind of cool. It's kind of modern and it's 1930, so we could just get an end station, 4 platforms, 240 metres. So it's going to be Money Turn. Money Turn's probably going to connect to Money as well as up to kind of our big hub here at Cash Peninsula. What I'm actually going to do is I am going to build a road here. Player ownership, yes, bus lane. We could even get tram tracks. We're just going to get a loop road here. We're going to get a station down off this road here. We might actually go for one of these, 4 240. Is 4 good enough? 5's kind of cool. And then we are going to get, you kind of like these designs for kind of bus and tram stops. What we're going to do though is just get tram stop on either side, so like a tram station on either side of the station, so 4 platforms in total. Right, so we're going to stick with electrified tracks now we have them, and we are going to bring, I think we might even bring 4 tracks out of here, because they are going to split fairly soon after coming out, so be good to get them to start sorting themselves out already. So yeah, maybe, hang on, working out how to do this one. Is that gonna go in that way yet? And then we can do one like that, and then one like that, and then yeah, like that maybe. Yeah, that'll do, I think. So yeah, that'll do. So signals, gonna have entering signals there and there because we're running on the right. So yeah, we can get around this industry here, which is good. I like the amount it's raising up there. Let's just reduce that, even though it probably doesn't make that much of a difference. And then line to Moneyton's gonna be fairly straight. See what the connection would be like. Be like this. And actually, it's a massive bridge, but I mean, first of all, let's make it a visible bridge, please. But I think as part of that, it's actually going to be helpful. Ew, well, that's weird. Hang on, let's go for that. There we go. Bridge pillar collision. That's kind of annoying. So if we just went to here but up a bit, and not that much up. Hopefully the bridge pillars behave going through the town. So, okay, yeah, they do now. We've got 2 level crossings, we could always just get rid of those if they become an issue. That level crossing there is being a bit weird. Just keep the tracks like that, because level crossings can get a bit weird. Right, where's bridge pillar collision? We'll just build it in segments. There we go. And then we can continue on around and connect up. Then, okay, so from Moneyum, just keep it to the ground as well as we possibly can. We can have some junctioning to do. Let's keep this like that. We're going to get a track like that. I'm going to keep this like that and have a track like this, and then have tracks like this and this, and those would be nice to merge in there if we just that doesn't actually work. We can't actually go that far back. Hang on, okay, we'll just merge them in a bit later then. If we keep this going forward roughly. We can do like this. There we go. Nice smooth onto there. We need to make sure if they do want to go into the outer platforms, they don't use this one unless they have to use the crossover. So, then we're going to head down into a bit of a valley here, which we are going to have to do a junction to go both ways here. But we'll go straight as double tracks until like here. And then we'll bend round to here, which does also require a bridge. We can go for this colour. Make the area a bit more interesting by having 2 different types of bridge. And then to go this way, I am wondering whether to make something out of this. The track here. And running through town, it's going to make it more complicated. So I now have 4 tracks, and then we'll try to like do a junction works riddle. But first we actually have to get the bridge through the town, which isn't always easy. There we go. So we just did a crossover between these 2, and also we can have a track going up like that. There we go. Now we're gonna have to just do this on the bridge. I think we can have a track like that. Track like, don't know, like where's it actually gonna do it and not complain about anything? Might not be. Yeah, it could be an issue. Like a track to go like that. Yeah, there's not enough space, I suppose. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of both the level crossings this side of the bridge, because they can use the roads that go under the bridge, right? And then, how is there a bridge pillar collision there? Okay, you know what, that track might have to stay in. Oops, didn't mean to delete that. So this actually does come straight to here, doesn't it? So then I want a track to do something like this. And then also one like that, and then also one like that, and also one like that. There we go. That's probably good enough. What we would want, right? Oops, yeah, no, this bit here, we face issues because, yeah, I'm not really sure why. What if we just deleted everything around here? There we go. Right, now we can see if we can get roads back in. Yep, we can get one there. We can get one there. Might even be able to get one in here. There we go. There we go. And this needs to go off the bridge and bend round. That's a good trajectory of the bend. We might actually bring it more like that. Although that's going to be a tight turn, isn't it? There we go. That should be good. Okay, so a few signals and then junction here. We've got 4 tracks on this bit here. Just gonna keep it 4 until the station where it all has its junctions. And actually goes down into 3, but keeping it as 4 just kind of maximises the number of trains that can go in and out if there are many to come in and out. So that's that then. So Cache Peninsulas, we are gonna put tram lines in. Now, I would love to actually have like I mean, this does look like we might have some tram tracks somewhere. These, like, yeah, of course, build a tram track. These are tram lines, but yeah, I know those are one way. Those are one way. I'm gonna look at these. Those are 2-way. Choose those ones, right? What we can do then? Can use these to run a route along here. We can build tram tracks where we've not got these, but it's best. I think it's best to use these where possible, just to keep the trams separate from traffic. And to be honest, really they should be going into off the centre of Cache Peninsulas, right? So let's just kind of do stuff like this. So we'll go, I don't like that angle, I actually prefer it to go more like that. There we go. And then we could actually just upgrade that. There we go. And then we can basically keep the tram line running through on its own separate tracks. There we go. There we go. Okay, so might impede building growth a bit, but I'm sure we'll be fine. What happens if we just do that? There we go. Right, we can then go into there, grade that road there, and then essentially go down to here, and then we can finish the tram line literally there. So if there are enough connections to be able to kind of connect to the buildings. So yeah, that's fine. In fact, right, this one here, we can just upgrade that. There we go. So yes, 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 right. hang on. I reduced that one. Yeah, whatever. There we go. So, that's that one there. Then we're going to have the line down to Cache Peninsula 4, which we are going to make this line basically we're going to give it a nice shortcut here, giving it a bridge because this is the thing, this area ain't going to be used for shipping traffic anyway, so we can give it a nice shortcut here as well. If we just slightly raise it until it becomes a bridge there we go. Oops, clicked off it. There we go. And then it's going to need to kind of go into the centre. Maybe that'll do. And maybe run down to here. That's, yeah, about as far as it's going to need to go, isn't it? So yeah, if we just build some more roads around here, there we go. And then that's that one, and then that's the third one, which is going to go to there. I think we're going to get boats to serve Cache Isle, and therefore it's only going to go to Cache Peninsula's one, right? So this one is then going to junction off there. To get these roads on, it's actually very fast. What we could do is upgrade the kind of ones between cities so that they're a bit faster, because these are, yeah, 19. Because we can still make them like tram dedicated roads. Right. It's just... okay, so there is a crude oil field in the middle of this one. What we're going to do is just literally do that, like round to there. There we go. I'm still going to do roads. Just turn all of those off that kind of go down here. In fact, I might actually get the tram line just to there, and then, don't know, make it snake round here maybe. Like to there, because then there's kind of more covers where it can go up to here, because fundamentally we know the limits of the city because they're where the land is. So that goes like that, right? I might actually just go back to keep, because that's going to basically preserve it as it is when we upgrade them. So ones that are like large between cities, if we just think where the collision is there, there we go. So that will do. Kind of the sections between cities, we can just, guess that one might have to be the narrower. No, that's an issue with spacing. There we go. There we go, there we go. Right, that'll do. Just to give the trams a bit of speed. So, got tram stops, kind of stations there. So then, just want to use stops. So, I'd love stops on that little bit there, but I'm not sure we've got space for them. We'll put them there instead then. It's crucial to put them by the junctions, because that's where they got the best connectivity. It's like a path distance thing, but obviously the way to make the path shortest is to put them right next to the junction. So, there we go. Pretty sure they just take a U-turn there. So that's that line, then there's this line, which is going to stop there, and then there. So it connects to both of those roads. They'll have one with this junction, then we'll kind of spread them out a bit more down to there. And this one here goes express over to here, and then there. We have cut off some roads to car traffic by turning them into bus lane, well, really kind of tram lane, but it's fine, they can still access them. Fundamentally, that's not our biggest issue anyway. Right, so we're going to put a big tram depot here. And then what's the best tram? We've got this one. Okay, so we're going to get, I think, 10 for each, mainly because this one's the shortest, but it's going to be the busiest. So new line. Just going from this one of the platforms only. And there's an issue with the tram track, I think. Maybe I didn't electrify it. That could be an issue. Right, hang on. Catenary, yes. Oh, the stops here. Right, so that line there is Cache Peninsulas Tram 1, even though it's kind of the middle one and goes to number 2 and 3. Numbers 2 and 3, right. I'm going to get another 10 of these, and obviously I will very much continue to adjust the number of trams on these lines, but for now, this is what it is, right. So that's Cache Peninsulas Tram 2. And we buy another 10 trams, so it's the longest distance, but probably serves the fewest people. Number 3. And then we'll actually start getting train lines set up here, which will probably just mostly be extending other train lines. There we go, Cache Peninsulas Tram 3. Okay, so first of all, this line here, which runs along this side, I think that is gonna extend from Moneyton to that platform there. Oh, we're just gonna bring it Cache Peninsulas, whatever platforms it can use, and then back to Moneyton. Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable. We could use the multiple platform options, but we can't use platform 3 there. I think this one's more flexible. What on earth is it doing? Once again, one of the platform options. Oh, once again, it can't get onto number 3 from this side at all. Could we set up a track that makes that work? Not sure we can. Have to be like here. Ooh, no we can. There we go. That works. Right, and then, so that's no longer Moneyton, it is Cache Peninsulas, but like the non-peninsulary bit of the peninsulas. Right, we haven't actually extended it that far, so we're not necessarily going to have to upgrade the trains later, because quite frankly, we're going to need to electrify lots of stuff anyway. Right, so there are 3 lines up to here. This one here, I feel like we'll just terminate at Moneyham. This one should go up to Cache Peninsulas, I think. So Moneyham number 13. We'll send it up to here on these platforms, which it can actually use, and then back down to Moneyham. There we go. Once again, I am going to, although I always put it on the platform that's like the easiest to use, I am going to let it use all platforms, because I think it can. Yeah, no, it can. It's no longer Moneyham, it is Cache Peninsulas. Right, and this line here, we're just going to extend this up to Moneyton, I think. Yeah. I think, does the electrification stretch? It doesn't stretch into the station. Now it does. So Moneyham. Switch to number 3, though really it can use all of them. into here. I think it can use all of them. Yes, it can do. And then back to money and platform 4, but it can use all of them. And then that's money ton rather than money or ham, but it's really money Right, I think that's going to be... I don't know actually, I might make this one. This one should run into Cash Peninsula, shouldn't it, as well? So money ton. Platform 2, yeah, that's fine. Go into here, platform 3. And then money ton again, platform 3, yeah, but I think it can use 1 and 2. No, it cannot use 1. Okay. I'm curious with the junction layout actually. I think it can use 1 though, in this direction. Just check that, yeah, so that's no longer money ton, that is also now Cash Peninsulas. Oops, one of the platforms here is not good. One of the platforms somewhere else. Oh, it's the issue of using 3 on the way to Cash Peninsulas, I think. Yes. Okay, so the only other train line we haven't built yet is just this one here. So we're going to build it now. So, somewhere here we want a station. Oh, we're just going to make this really simple, just stick a station in here. It's not that simple to scroll through all of this. Passenger buildings. We've not got this weird that we don't have this. No, we do have this star. There we go. Can we make this connect? Or do we have some issues? Can't connect there. We can't connect there because of elevation difference, but we'll do our best to make roads that connect. So if we just go back to keep, this is your default setting. Right, that connects to that building there, and then into here. Right, getting something to connect to this building here. So that connects like that, and then go into there, and then we can have a road up here. Oh, that's alright, we'll get some more bus routes in anyway. So that kind of works with just leaving on a bridge. If we were to extend it to here, yeah, that does, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we might need to do this last bit in small sections so that it doesn't do bridge pillar collision, right? So, there we go. It merges in there. And then this goes up to Dollar Peninsula, which we are just going to build. It's not even going to be that big or impressive of a station, and it's literally not going to be anywhere in particular because we're just going to use buses. We're going to have buses in this area anyway, so at that point, why do we need a station in the centre? Just do it here where it's easy. And we quite possibly will add cargo platforms to this station, but for now, we have not. So we won't need them for unless we do tools anyway, because the fuel's already coming in via there. Actually, we don't even. Yeah, we can just use that one. Okay, so it'll be a fairly simple line, and probably not that many cargo trains along here either. Okay, how's the connection here? Okay, hang on. Okay, let's just go through to here with a tunnel. It's an actual tunnel, and then this level crossing here is a bit fussy. So, there we go. That has a little bridge there, which we can turn into an actual bridge. I don't like how somewhere I've got some invisible bridges and tunnels, and they're just really annoying. So these can be rural roads, and they can be these style here. So we can just do that, that's fine. Right. Moneyford will need some food delivery at some point, but that's going to be left for another time. Right. I think this is going to have to be steam trains because we haven't electrified the line far enough. But this is going to go, I think. Moneyford Branch, Cashbury Valley South. Very much number one. Cashbury Valley North. Just realised we've got the orange line as well, haven't we? Hang on then. Let me rearrange this. I think we'll make the orange line run along here and then... Actually, maybe we could have a new line as well. You know what, keep it. We'll keep this. Oops, wrong order. And then this one. And then this one. This one, and then we're going to go to here. Platform 2 is good. We're just going to turn around here. Moneyham. Through Money Ton. Cashbury West. Cashbury Valley North. Number 3. Yeah. That makes actually slightly more sense. Cashbury Valley South could use that platform, yeah, that's fine. And then Moneyford Branch, so that's Dollar Peninsula to Moneyham. It's a stopper. Not that we're doing that much of stopping in the city, right. Then, this line is also Cashbury Valley South, that station, Moneyford, Dollar Peninsula, and there we are back again, and that will do for platform usage. It's no longer Cashbury Valley, that is Dollar Peninsula. Right, and then we're going to have one more line which is going to go from Cashville, one of the middle platforms. It's going to turn, it's going to go through Moneyford this way. Cashbury Valley. Maybe we'll run through that platform then one of the others. Now let's just make it run into one actually. And then here. And then Cashbury. It's going to terminate there. And it can use that platform both ways. It can use this platform here. You can use this one here. Why not kind of mix it up a bit? And then you have to Cashbury Valley South, Moneyford, Lower Moneyford, and then yeah, so that's what Cashville to Cashbury stopper. So that is 2 new train lines, which we are going to get. I'd love to get more electric trains, hang on. So where... So our 2 new train lines, now let's just get steam and leave it till later. First of all, this line here, we're going to duplicate another train. What third one did we extend? We will actually get another train, right. Actually no, those ones are all a bit rubbish. I mean, we'll keep them to the... Actually, we could go Flying Scotsman. Like that, that's so expensive to do that. At the moment they're 140 capacity, so even just... Actually, we don't need the extra speed of the Flying Scotsman anyway. So something like that, that would be good. And then we need... Okay, so for one new line we'll get 2 new trains, one from each of the 2 depots here. So 272 capacity on that line. Same thing here. 272 capacity for that line. Then buy another one for... I need to go in the camera view because I've got the kind of look thing on. There we go. Right. I feel like for what we're going to do for Cashbury Valley for all of them, is basically Cashbury Valley North, Cashbury Valley South. Basically use any available. Each of them will have two available platforms. Cashbury Valley South uses 3. Can't use 2. Oh, yeah, no, that signal there, not helpful. It's just messing up platform education, so there we go, we can select both now. Cashbury Valley North, Cashbury Valley South, there we go. And then this one here, Cashbury Valley North and South. Cashbury Valley North. Yeah, once again, don't put signals there because then they can't select multiple platforms. Right. Also going to just have a track like that. There we go. Just so they can switch like that, right. Valley North once again. Oh, it's this end as well. It's Cashbury Valley South and North. Cashbury Valley North and South. Just give them more options to merge around. Right then, there are 2 more lines. Cashbury Valley North and South. Cashbury Valley South and North. There we go. Cashbury Valley North there. No, that's the wrong one. Cashbury Valley South there. Cashbury Valley South again. Cashbury Valley North. And Cashbury Valley North. There we go. Right, play mode. There we go. So yeah, we've got another line that bypasses there and then also one that connects there, right. So hopefully, people here now want trams, right, boat time. This one's kind of cool, so I like this one. Interconnection, yes. There we go, let's just do one here, so. Could do a boat pier there. You need to make sure they do actually connect to the tram lines at least, right? And Cash Isle. We're going to do at Cash Isle is we're going to put one there and one there. Mainly so everyone can be connected, and then you have no issues. Whereas on the other ones, we're going to have one each. But we might have another one at this end of these cash peninsulas just to run round to these ones. If we just go shift and then it's annoying how when you press shift it disconnects it from trying to snap, but it also makes rotation very slow. Stop it. Then you can't click and then it just does that again. Okay, we'll just place one there then. So which ones aren't connected by road? This one. This one. Got these 2 done, yeah. This one's connected. This one is not connected. There we go, that'll do. So essentially, we want one there, 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 and then back again. All stops. And with boat piers, you can just use all of them. Or 2 of them at each one. And we're going to use small boats because, quite frankly, why would we need to use large boats? Right, and then we're going to do another one. That goes there, there. Which one should we go up to? Actually, we're going to do boat like a... Let's do that as a route, which is a bit weird. I feel like those two are close enough together and serve many of the same places, so we can just have it kind of do one then the other then, but then not go back and kind of do as a triangle. Then these two I still want the back and forth. So yeah, so that's going to be cash, I'll call it cash aisle ferry 1, and the other one is cash aisle ferry 2. There we go. Let's get some boats. There we go. So small ones. And those aren't great because they're very big. I will eventually replace them with like the proper small passenger ferries or hovercraft even. Right. How on earth is this line already so busy? Where are the trams? Okay, they're all slowly up this end now. I feel like we might still need another 2 at least. This one probably isn't so bad, yeah. You see a lot of people there, and this one's fine. This one's busy, right? That's that line there. This line here, quite a busy route. Can we get another train? I will eventually rearrange the routes. Right, we're going to get that train and clone that one to get another train. The reason I clone 2 different trains is when you clone a train, it spawns a train at the nearest depot to where that train was that you just cloned. So hopefully we have 2 trains spawning in at 2 different depots. So this train still terminates here, yeah. I like having stations where some trains terminate stock. Because fundamentally, this isn't a huge map. Mainly because if it was, it would just be like you couldn't cope with it. But the main thing is that means we have fewer places like trains terminate. So hopefully we don't have a position where every route is a loop. What's busy? That route's always going to be busy because it goes to the money town, which is a massive hub. How are our bus routes doing? Yeah, maybe a few more buses. I know I've actually taken buses off this line, I think, at some point, but I'm not too bothered about congestion now. I'm more bothered about the fact that it seems to be very busy. That station there, this train line here is busy. Let's get another train on that if we can. This train line here, yeah, we did just get another couple of trains on, which is good because it's busy. Right, this route I took a few vehicles off. I felt like they were all just a bit underutilised, but yeah, it's like half the route's a bit busy, so we need more buses, which is annoying, but oh well. I think we have enough money for it. So we'll have to like wait for it to balance. I realise we've been doing a lot of passenger routes recently, and that's not great for profitability because cargo routes are generally reliably profitable. Whereas passenger routes aren't so much. Quite often you have different demands, and also it's not like thinking about it like in terms of real life and whatever, you wouldn't usually have a totally full train. That's not a good thing. Whereas that's perfectly normal for kind of have a totally full cargo train, but passenger train, yeah, it's a bit weird. Right, this line here feels busy, but maybe trains were just a bit bunched up or whatever. Right, yeah. Where is the next train? Yeah, that's another line. Maybe we do just need an extra train on that line. That's almost all our money for new trains already gone. Okay, this line here is very busy, but yeah, I feel like all our train lines are very busy, but we are going to upgrade trains at some point, electrify them. But we're also for that waiting on newer train models, a bit more money. So I think in the next few episodes, there'll probably be a few more bus lines and possibly tram line expansions as well. I might just do those between episodes, to be honest. And then next few episodes we'll really get back into cargo, because that's going to reliably make us more money, and then we can invest that back into passenger services to make them better rather than focusing on passenger services being profitable. So yeah, that's the plan. I have built also a little bypass here. And there's a difference between like there are some things which aren't needed, but this is very congested through here. There are a lot of trains delivering food here. I think this has made this line more profitable as well because the trains are actually moving faster. Yeah, this is congested for passengers. Let's not make cargo trains run through it as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Between episodes I will probably get some bus lines developed. But those will still be like constantly changing because quite frankly, our towns are constantly growing. Anyway, we've only got one train on this. Where is that train? Oh, there. Interesting. And how many people are waiting for it? Quite a few. Maybe we could probably get an extra vehicle on there. Oh yeah, that thing called money. There we go. Where's this new train? Let's go into Cashbury Valley North. Hopefully that just gets onto the line and gets on with it, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've just realised at this station here, we should Cashbury Centre. First of all, yeah, maybe platform 5's a good one. But really, it should be able to use most platforms. Yeah, it is able to use most platforms, so let's give it that option. Right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.